Hi everyone, welcome back to another flashlight review video here. This time Wurkkos is kind enough to send us out their new compact diving flashlight, the DL02, which you see before you. Now, just to save time, I went ahead and unboxed everything, so we'll go ahead and talk about everything you get with this flashlight before we go into all the specs and details and do the beam shots and the water test. So let's go ahead and check out what you get with the flashlight. So you do get a USB-C type battery charger. And this does have a little LED indicator light right here. So if it's solid red, it's charging. If it's green, it means it is charged. And you do get the USB-C cable, which you can see right here. You do get two spare O-rings. So very nice there. You do get this nice diving lanyard that is adjustable. You can see it adjusts here with a button. And it does have this rubber grip for diving. Again, diving lanyard. So just my autofocus. You also get this little piece of paper here. It says, "Thank you for choosing Wurkkos," and tells you to remove the battery isolator so the flashlight will operate. Or insulator, I should say. That's you're going to want to remove in order to operate the flashlight. This protects the flashlight from operating in transit accidentally. And then you get the user manual. The DL02 user manual. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on screen so you can check that out. You can pause the video or take a screenshot, and that way you can read more details on the flashlight from the manual here. So while you're looking at it on screen, I'll go ahead and clear all this stuff away, and we'll take a closer look here at the DL02 by Wurkkos. All right, the DL02. This is a long-range dive flashlight which can be used out of water as well, and it's very easy to use. I often find the diving flashlights are very easy to use over some of the regular flashlights because they're just simple to operate. When you're underwater, you don't want a complicated UI on a flashlight, obviously. So you want a very easy to use, very reliable, solid flashlight. So this is the second diving flashlight I've reviewed from Wurkkos. Earlier, I have reviewed the DL40 here. It's a 5,000 lumen flashlight, IPX8, 150 meters or 492 feet. So if you want to, you can check out that video. But let's get back to the DL02 here. Now, it has an SFT70 LED emitter, and it has a boost constant current driver. And it does have a clear glass lens with a smooth reflector, as you can see. Now, this flashlight is made of aerospace grade 6061 aluminum alloy, which is hard anodized to military type 3 grade specification for an anti-abrasive finish. Now, the overall finish of this flashlight is a very smooth finish. It does have some heat sinking, as you can see on the head, and a little bit of knurling here on the tail. It does have this nice diving picture on it. It says diving, so you know this is definitely a diving flashlight. So if you're gonna go grab a flashlight, I guess you won't get confused as to which one's a diving flashlight and perhaps which one's a regular one. So very nice there. The lanyard will attach on the tail of the flashlight. I just knocked my camera over. And you do have this little battery indicator printed on the flashlight, let you know which way to put the battery in. So positive towards the head and negative towards the tail, obviously. Let me zoom back out here for you. Now, because of where the lanyard attaches, unfortunately, this will not tail stand. You could always lean this against something if you needed a light in a room or something. I do like when flashlights tail stand, even the diving flashlights, but they did it this way for a diving flashlight design. So still very nice. All right, so this is, as I said, IP68 waterproof to 100 meters, which equals 328 feet. It is 1 meter impact resistant. It has a dual spring design, so it should be good up to 1 meter if you drop it. Always good to have in a flashlight. I've lost many flashlights by accidentally dropping them by just a couple feet. So very nice to have the impact resistance. Now, this is unique as a diving flashlight. It has this nice, unique rotary magnetic induction switch design. It makes it really easy to find. It's got this little lever here. Now, if you look on the flashlight, let me adjust here. So you got 3, that's high. You got 2, and then 1. So high, you flick this to the left. And if you want to get to medium and low, you flick this button to the right. So that would be medium and then low. And then if you want to go to high, you just flick it to the left and you instantly go into high. So very easy to operate both in and out of the water. Now it also does have a battery level indicator right here on the switch. So real quick, I'll put this on screen. So solid green, your battery is between 75 and 100%. If it's flashing green, your battery is between 50 and 75%. If it's solid red, your battery is between 10 and 50%. If it's flashing red, your battery is at 10% or less, and you're going to want to recharge or replace the battery to keep using it. Now in the manual it says that this battery level indicator light stays on for 5 seconds, but that is not accurate, as that light stays on the entire time. At least my version, it stays on the entire time, which I think is good. So if you're underwater, you constantly always know exactly where your battery's at, so you don't get caught off guard that the flashlight suddenly goes out on you. All right, so let's take a look at the battery. This comes with a 21700 lithium ion rechargeable battery. This does thread off very smoothly. And you do have this, whoops, I just dropped that over. Do have the little insulator, it says remove, so you want to take that out. This battery is in there kind of tight, so it's definitely in there really snug. So Wurkkos 21700 5000 milliamp hour battery. As I said, you do have dual springs on this. So this, you got a gold plated spring here on the head. And you do have a spring down the bottom of the flashlight. Let's see if I can get a light down there to shine it for you. So there you go, dual springs. We'll go ahead and put the battery back in the DL02. And thread it back on there. Goes on very smoothly, as I said. Now you can see that battery level indicator. I'll zoom back out a little bit. So flick it to the right, you go to medium and then low. And we'll go over the specs here shortly. And then flick it to the left, you go to high. So pretty easy to operate and to remember, and very easy to find the button because it does stand out, so you can easily feel where it is. All right, so let's see, another feature here. This does have ATR, or Wurkkos' advanced temperature regulation. So this flashlight will automatically reduce brightness when the driver reaches 60 degrees Celsius or 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. This also does have low voltage protection. So if the battery voltage is lower than 2.8 volts, the DL02 is going to turn off to avoid battery damage. Now this is where I get into, if you're in a diving situation, and you divers would probably know better than me because I'm not a diver, but obviously you want to pay attention to where your flashlight battery is at. If you're underwater in a precarious position where you're going to need light, and lack of light would be an issue. So I really like that the battery level indicator stays on the entire time to give you an idea where you're at, so you don't get caught off guard and your flashlight suddenly turns off. So very good. But again, that is not designed to be a negative. It's designed to keep your battery safe and working for a long period of time, because if anyone understands, or many of you probably already do understand, lithium-ion batteries do not like to be charged or discharged below a certain voltage, as this will damage the battery and shorten its overall lifespan. So this is why they put this feature on the flashlight, to protect the battery, and so you get the longest amount of life out of your lithium-ion battery that comes with your flashlight. All right, so let's talk about the outputs here on the DL02. So I'll go ahead and put this on screen. So low, 300 lumens for 12 hours. You have medium, 1,000 lumens to 300 lumens. Again, it's going to step down to bright due to heat. And then you have high, starts out at 3,000 lumens for 1 minute, drops to 1,800 lumens for 6 minutes, and 1,000 lumens for 2.5 hours. Now, quick note, this is a diving flashlight, so a lot of flashlights are going to step down quicker in the air, because obviously the air does not cool a flashlight as well as water does. So I would imagine if you're in water and the water is relatively cool or cold, you're going to get much longer run times out of this flashlight than what you're seeing here on the screen. And in my experience when doing the water test, I did see that, and you'll see that in the water test at the end of the video. Okay, so max beam distance, 496 meters, which equals 1,627 feet, so a nice amount of throw, whether in or out of the water. The max beam intensity on the DL02 is 61,500 candela. And real quick, we'll go over the dimensions of the flashlight. So the length of this is 133.9 meters, or 5.27 inches. The head diameter is 36 millimeters or 1.41 inches. And weight, this is without the battery, so 130 grams without the battery or 4.58 ounces, which equals 0.29 pounds. And with the battery, this weighs 197 grams, which equals 6.94 ounces or 0.43 pounds. So real quick, before we go outside and test this in the dark and the night to see how it lights up everything and doing the water test, wanted to let you know that Wurkkos will have a purchase link. We'll have a purchase link in the video description as well as a coupon code. So you might want to make sure you check that out. Just please keep in mind that coupon code is only for a limited time, so you want to jump on it sooner than later. And with that said, let's go outside and check how the DL02 operates in the dark. All right, the sun has set here in sunny Florida, and we are outside here with the Wurkkos DL02 diving flashlight. And we're going to start out in the lowest setting, which is going to be low for 300 lumens. And so let's go ahead and do that now. All right, this is low, 300 lumens. Quite a bit of a hot spot on this. There's a lot of spill on this, but it's a nice hot spot. You can see the bird bath quite well. That bird bath is about 45 feet from me, and you can see the tree stump way out there. That is probably 100 feet from me, and you can see the line of trees. So 300 lumens doing quite well, obviously. Let's go ahead and bump it up to medium. So this is medium. Should be starting out at 1,000 lumens. So 1,000 lumens, very, very bright. Great all-around beam, lots of spill, nice hot spot. Remember, this has 496 meters of throw, so shoots out there quite a distance. But let's go ahead and bump it up to high. I can't, going the wrong way. I'm not used to this button here, switching. All right, here we go, 3,000 lumens. I'm gonna go ahead and take a walk out there and see how it looks. All right, I went ahead and dropped it back down on the way back. We're now back at low 300 lumens. Doing quite well. I don't know, my autofocus is, there you go. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully the shot when I walked out there was okay. Just to let you know, this does get very hot on the head of this flashlight quite quickly. Like I said earlier in the video, this is a diving flashlight, so I would imagine most of the time you're going to be in water. And most of that time, water is going to be a lot cooler than the air here in Florida at the moment. So I imagine it's going to stay quite cool in that kind of environment, obviously, because that's what it was designed for. So anyway, I want to say a big thank you to Wurkkos for sending out the DL02. Here shortly, I'll do the water test. Again, I don't have a pool at the moment to use, unfortunately, but I will do a water test in a large trash can and just see how it does as far as how long it will stay on high at 3,000 lumens before dropping down and so forth and so on. So that'll be coming up next. And again, thank you to Wurkkos for sending us out the DL02 to test. And we'll get into the water test next. Okay, doing the Wurkkos DL02 water test. So unfortunately, this is all I have available to me right now. I would have a pool I could use possibly next week, but I need to get this video done. So sorry guys, this is the best I'm going to be able to do. But the first test I'm going to do is we're going to test this on high. Supposed to, according to their specs, it says 3,000 lumens for a minute. So I'm going to put the flashlight in there and time it, and we'll see how it does here. All right, not the most exciting video in the world here now, but timing it here and see what the results are. Okay, not the most glamorous video section in the world, but now I've had the light in the bottom of this trash can now for over 5 minutes. I haven't noticed any step down from 3000 lumens. So as I talked about earlier in the video and specs, this does have ATR, advanced temperature regulation, and like I said, because it's in water, it's going to keep it probably cooler than if it was in the ambient air. So again, I think this is going to obviously vary, as it said, on temperature. And so thus far, it's been over 5 minutes and it's still on 3000 lumens. So doing quite well. Let me bring the flashlight up here and we will check the, get my fingers out of the way there. Check the functionality of the buttons and stuff underwater. That's high 3000 lumens. That is low, oh no, I'm sorry, medium 1800 lumens and low 1000 lumens. So functionality wise, the magnetic switch is doing quite well. And like I said, over 5 minutes on 3000 lumens and no step down. So, and this water is probably, if I had to guess, somewhere around 75 to 85 degrees. So the Wurkkos DL02 doing quite well. I really wish I could test that as full depth, but I don't have the ability to do that. But I definitely wanted to do some kind of water test for you guys so you can see that flashlight does work well underwater. The switch is quite easy to operate as well, and no issues. I did see a few small, very tiny bubbles come up from the switch here when it was sitting underwater for 5 minutes, but nothing major. So that is the conclusion of our water test. Like I said, sorry it wasn't the most extraordinary video in the world, but at least we did do the test. And so once again, I want to say thank you to Wurkkos for sending us out the DL02 Dive Scuba Flashlight to test here on the channel. And any links or coupons will be in the link in the video description. You guys take care and happy lumens.